Verbos regulares el pretérito. So what we're going to do now is get out your graphic organizer that we have the Juvie notes on, and we're going to fill in the rest of this organizer. This is basically taking all of our notes that we have compiled so far and putting it on 2 sheets so we can have it all together so we don't have to fiddle with all those papers. So your AR, ER, IR endings first. You know what I would like you to do is I would like you to try to fill them in here first. So pause this, fill in your regular AR, ER, IR endings. I would suggest you do it in pencil and then check with what I have. Okay, you have your AR endings, which are A, aste, O, amos, astes, aro. Remember, another way to remember this, you can do A, aste, O, amos, astes, aro, for example. You may want to highlight, put in a different color, the yo and the LAI usted form, which have accent marks over it. Then the ER, IR. Iste, yo, imos, istes, quiero. Again, accent marks in the L, AI usted, and in the yo form. The irregulars, juvies, dar, ver, ir, and ser do not have them, but the regulars do. Okay, the next thing we have on your sheet is car, gar, and zar. I want you to fill out number 1 and number 2. The 2 things that you really need to remember about car, gar, and zar, and that everybody forgets, only changes in the yo form, and then number 2, we have the changes. The C changes to a QU, the G changes to a GU, and the Z changes to a C. Hopefully you can see that. I sort of wrote a little bit over that. Okay. And that's how the changes are. What I would like you to do now is I would like you to conjugate buscar and comenzar in all of the forms. So put it in the yo, the to, the LAO instead, and then I want you to come back and check and see what I have and see if it matches. Okay, we have buscar. Busqué, buscaste, buscó, buscamos, buscastes, buscaron. Only in the yo form, we take the C and we change it to a QU. How do we do on that one? Then we comenzar, ends in zar, so the Z changes to a C. In the yo form only. Comencé, comenzaste, comenzó, comenzamos, comenzastes, comenzaron. Now buscar, make sure you write what it means. To look for, comenzar is to begin. It's the same as empezar. The next section we're going to fill out are the ER, IR verbs. 3 vowels in a row, no. So the third person, singular and plural, the I changes to a Y. So what I want you to write down for number 1 through 5, these are all the things you have to remember. So number 1 is the I changes to a Y. Number 2, write this down in your sheets. It happens in the third person. Third person singular and third person plural. Number 3, accent marks over all the I's in creer, leer, oír, and caerse. Caer can be reflexive or not. I think we had it before that it's non-reflexive. Oír, you have accent marks only in the yo and the LAI usted form. Here are some of the examples: construir, destruir, and incluir. And then number 5, whoops, I have 5 written twice. It does not change in GUIR verbs. Just like we had with the present progressive as well. Does not change. 3 vowels in a row is okay with those verbs. Any other ones, it is not. What I would like you to do now is leer and construir. Stop this. I want you to try to conjugate both of those. Remember, leer, the only difference between the two, leer has accent marks over all the I's. Okay, and leer in the to form, the nosotros form, and the vosotros form. Construir, okay, they both change I to Y, but construir does not have, only has accent marks in the normal places, in the yo and the LAO usted form. Okay, so leer. Here are the conjugations. Leí, leíste, leyó, leímos, leístes, leyeron. Okay, if we just conjugated leyó regularly, it would be like this. correct? And then we would have 3 vowels in a row. You need to change the I to a Y. The same here, the third person. You see 3 vowels in a row? It can't happen. You need to change the I, change this to a Y. Okay, just like up there. So it's leyó and leyeron. And then also accent marks over all the I's as well. Caerse, to fall. Okay, make sure you write that. No. Well, this one is caerse. Oh, I'm sorry. Caerse, I conjugated caerse here as well. You don't have that on your sheets, but just so you can see another conjugation. I forgot about this. Sorry, you guys. Okay, here, 3 vowels in a row. So you change the I to a Y. Again, 3 vowels in a row. You don't have this on your sheet. It's just another example. And then accent marks over all the I's. Now we're going to get to construir. Okay, in a second. So we have leer, creer, oírse, and caerse are the 4 verbs that change in. Like I said, caerse does not have to be reflexive all the time. So the UIR, okay, I to Y in the third person. The only accents in the yo in the third person singular. Okay, construir, destruir, incluir. This is already on your sheet, so you don't have to fill this out anywhere. And then here is the conjugation of construir. Again, in the third person, if we didn't have the Y, we would notice there's an I there. You can't have 2 vowels in a row. Right here. So you have to take the I and change it to a Y. Take the I and change it to a Y. Now I also highlighted the 2 and the otros and the vosotros because it does not have an accent marks. So these 3, no accents over I's. And then we have GUIRs. It does not change, okay, the 3 vowels in a row. But this is actually a stem changer. Seguir is a stem changer. So it changes E to I in the third person because it's a stem changer. But if you look, we do have 3 vowels in a row, and that's okay with ones that end in GUIR. Now, seguir is to follow. Conseguir is something new. It's to get or to obtain. So you might want to write conseguir down on your sheet. And then write the conjugations of seguir down as well. Okay, we're almost there. On the second page, we have IR stem changes. What do you have to remember about them? Write this down for number 1. If it's stem changes in the present, it's stem changes in the preterite, E to I and O to U. Now remember, only in the IR. So we have stem changes in the present, stem changes in the preterite, in the third person. Make sure you write third person down. And then we have pedir and preferir. I'd like you to try to conjugate these and then come back and check and see if you're right. Again, like I said, just in the slipper. And here's another refresher as to when I'm talking about stem and ending. Okay, the stem is the first part of the verb, and then the ending is the second, the IR, ER, and AR. We have pedir, pedí, pediste, pidió, right there, changes to an I. Pedimos, pedistes, pidieron. Again. Preferir, we have 2 E's. It's always the second E that changes, and we only have the change in the I. Okay, so write down any questions that you have. That's it, and hasta mañana.